From a simple garden game made by a 16-year-old to breaking the all-time player count record, winning 5 Roblox Innovation Awards sweeping the event, and even revolutionizing the platform itself, Grow a Garden has proven itself to be Roblox's most influential game ever. But here's the thing, while you may have noticed the player count dipping, this video isn't about a downfall. Instead, we're looking at the ripple effects, the clones it's inspired, the markets it's created, and the new design trends spread across the platform, and its controversy in the Innovation Awards. Grow a Garden didn't just succeed, it changed Roblox, and whether you love it or hate it, the platform won't ever be the same again. Grow a Garden launched on March 26, 2025, created by a teenage developer, BMV Lux. Early gameplay was shockingly simple. You planted a seed, waited, harvested a carrot, sold it, and used the money for more seeds or upgrades. On the surface, it looked like the kind of small casual sim that would fade away after a few weeks. But just days later, the game was bought out by Roblox developer Jandel, with Dubik Studio quickly increasing their stake. At the time, Dubik had a controversial reputation, known for buying up promising titles and stuffing them with pay-to-win features. Many players assumed the acquisition spelled doom for Grow a Garden, and yet the opposite happened. With Dubik's resources, Grow a Garden skyrocketed. Events like the Easter event and Angry Plant event gave the game an immediate boost, drawing in hundreds of thousands of players. Within weeks, it was passing 1 million concurrent players, something only a handful of Roblox giants like Adopt.me or Bloxfruits have ever touched. But instead of peaking and fading, Grow a Garden kept climbing. By May, it wasn't just breaking Roblox records, it was breaking gaming records, surpassing Fortnite's player counts and drawing global attention. When a Roblox game blows up, clones always follow. We saw it with Dead Rails, which led to endless spin-offs like Dead Seas, Dead Rivers, even Dead Rails to Canada. Most were low-quality cash grabs with gambling elements or reskin mechanics. The same thing happened with Grow a Garden. Suddenly, the front page was filled with games like Grow Eggs, Grow Flowers, Grow Fish, Grow Trees, and dozens more. Many of these were near one-to-one copies, with flashy thumbnails with the Grow offline phrase and monetization. Some were cheaply made, some surprisingly had some thought put into them, like this one called Grow Your Farm. It looks like a clear cash grab with sketchy artwork, but once you go in game, it looks like a version of Grow a Garden from another universe. It has some unique UI that's not your typical, here's what I have in stock, with some features like having pets and plants being treated the same, and edit mode, and even some real gameplay, you could say, with its Tower of Eggs, which is an obby you can do in-game to get boosts for your farm. But this game is an anomaly. Almost every other clone is practically the same. But in the end, can we even blame the clones? This game has a whole cutscene. Not even Grow a Garden has a cutscene, outside of admin abuse. Am I saying this game is better than Grow a Garden? No, it's a clone, but it's the thought that counts. So while most clones died quickly, their existence mattered. They showed developers that the farming sim loop combined with the fear of missing out and monetization could print money. Even older juggernauts like Pet Simulator 99 and Adopt.me briefly flirted with the offline growth thumbnails, and may have even implemented it into their game. I don't play either game, so you guys should tell me in the comments if this was true or not. Of course, the success of Grow a Garden wasn't completely natural. Players quickly noticed the suspiciously high player counts, leading to accusations of bots inflating the numbers. Notably, big creators like Creekcraft made videos on these bots and found out it wasn't just speculation. These bots were real and they were rampant. But these bots weren't just standing there doing nothing. They were grinding, farming rare plants, seeds, and pets that could be sold on black markets via IRL trading, where in-game items are illegally sold for real-world currency. These websites popped up where items, accounts, and even whole inventories were being sold for real money. Some of these sites were shady enough to steal player info, but the demand was still too massive. These markets distorted the Grow a Garden economy as a whole. Billions of in-game shekels became worthless, while rare event plants or pets could be sold for real-world cash. At the same time, inflated player counts raised the bar for what counted as a big game. Years ago, something as low as 10,000 players was monumental, with games like Jailbreak being revolutionary for breaking this player count on the daily. Sure, over time this bar grew, but now, thanks to Grow a Garden regularly hitting millions, smaller indie devs struggle to compete. When a casual player sees a million-player game next to a small 500-player one, they almost always pick the bigger one. This widened the gap between mega hits and hidden gems. It was clever and profitable. The result? Other games copied it. 99 Nights in the Forest added fear of missing out features to their game via their class system, which has a stock that refreshes every day. Now, today games don't just copy the stock system. Sometimes they combine it with Dubik's newest hit, Steal a Brainrot, and its new mechanics, which is to have items that generate you money. Some games like this one called Plants vs Brainrot, but to be fair, this is a Dubik property now, has the stock system along with its plants generating your money. So what started as Grow a Garden's stock system quickly became the blueprint for Roblox's top developers. The story doesn't end with Grow a Garden. Roblox has a history of platform-defining games. Titles so big they shape the ecosystem around them. A couple of years ago, it was Adopt Me, which influenced other games to start adding eggs and pets in some ways. Like games that should have nothing to do with pets, added them for some reason in forms of cosmetics or stat boosts. A more recent example is Dead Rails with its whole straight line adventure clones. Now, since Grow Garden's success, developers have begun to take inspiration not just from big games, but specifically do big studio games. Because as I said before, Steal a Brainrot recently became its newest hit, with clones of varying sorts, which we will talk about in a second. And like Grow Garden, Steal a Brainrot wasn't just a game, it was a cultural phenomenon. It spawned clones, set trends, and shifted expectations for what a front page Roblox game should look like. Together, these mega hits proved that Roblox isn't defined by slow, gradual change. Instead, every few years, a breakout title rewrites the rules, and right now, it seems like Do Big Studios got that cultural power on lock. Now, a quick honorable mention, it may just be me, but a lot of games on the front page seem to be using the Arial font now, and I think it's because of Grow a Garden and now Steal a Brainrot's usage of it. Now this is the big one, the Innovation Awards. They were introduced in 2022 to replace the Bloxy Awards, which was supposedly to be more inclusive towards the entire community, players and developers alike. However, there hasn't really been a year where it's gone as planned. In 2023, the event was straight up cancelled due to security concern, but later rescheduled. And in 2024, oh my god. Firstly, the developers were bribing their players to vote for them, making all of the games come down to who had the most players. Death threats were sent to developers of the winning dev teams, and a classic. This one happens in every edition. Miscategorization. I'm not going to go super deep into it, but to put it in simple terms, some games had no business being in certain categories. So when the original Innovation Award nominees were revealed for this year, everyone was disappointed to say the least.
Now, these are all terrible. None of these are scary.
Rivals, Phantom Forces.
That's the innovative. Oh, no.
This was only because of Grow a Garden of all games somehow being nominated for as many awards as it did, and many robberies occurred that night for games not super popular but very highly regarded, like Blocktails, which when it lost the only category it was nominated for, despite some, including me, going as far as to say it's the best game in the entire damn event period, to a game that's been around for years, set off a lot of alarm bells. I mean, just look at how these two reacted.
Yo, Blocktails!
Blocktails.
Blocktails. It's gotta be Blocktails.
Okay, it has to be Blocktails. Has to be. It has to be.
It's gotta be Blocktails. It's gotta be Blocktails.
And the winner is World Zero.
Heck yeah!
Hey everyone, this is Tyler.
World Zero.
Heck yeah!
Hey everyone, this is Tyler.
So with Grow a Garden coming out with the most awards in the entire event, and in some categories only losing to its sister game, it really shows the influence not only Grow a Garden has on Roblox, but Do Big Studio as a whole. The awards won that day weren't recognition for its design, it was a statement by Roblox itself. The company wasn't just celebrating a game, it was celebrating the revenue and cultural takeover and the proof that Roblox could compete with giants like Fortnite, but at what moral cost? Now, will Do Big Studios have a grip on Roblox like big game studios did a couple years ago? Or do you guys think Grow a Garden's influence is just too big to ever disappear? Because in the end, the legacy of Grow a Garden isn't just about numbers. It's about the influence and how it's changed players' behavior. To stay in-game waiting for a shop and chasing limited seeds. It could change how developers design games, leaning harder into fear of missing out monetization and addictive loops. And it changed Roblox itself by raising the bar as to what success on the platform is. Clones may fade, player counts may dip, but the blueprint left behind will likely linger for as long as it's profitable. The game even introduced us to what I would call the modern stud era, a period in which Roblox games aren't evolving with cool titles or unique gameplay, with clever and creative designs. Games like those just don't succeed on the platform anymore. And in this stud era, every new developer or those after a profit are encouraged to reproduce the same slop using brainrots, plants, and FOMO shops, at 90% of the time using the classic Roblox studs for simplicity, I guess. In a couple of years, people may remember Grow a Garden as not a farming sim, but as an epidemic that changed Roblox forever. So did you guys like the video? If you did, comment why. If you didn't, just tell me why in the comments. I'll be trying my best to respond to every single comment I get within the first 48 hours. Also, thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. I honestly thought it would take me way longer to reach this milestone. And that big project I promised you all for January, it's coming Christmas week. So I'm going to be talking about some older games in my next videos because I've been talking about Do Big way too much and I feel like their elites are going to come after me. So let's aim for 500 likes on this video. Take a look at the community tab to see what I have coming up and to vote for what I'm going to upload next. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you liked the video. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.